Greetings, everyone. How y'all doing today? I am the Moon Mama. Today is Friday. Happy Friday. Today is Venus Day. I got my dandelions for Venus Day because I just love how everything is connected. Everything in the universe is all connected to one thing. And dandelions are, they're these weeds that you're walking down the street and you see them on the side of the street, right? And this is medicine for your kidneys. this These flowers will heal your liver and your kidneys. It's literally a medicine, and um, it's mostly good for the liver, but I'm sure it has some properties for the kidneys also. Because, and then the color is this golden color, which is a Venus color, and Venus rules the kidneys. Venus also is the energy that rules our bladder and our urinary tract system. And this is the color that rules it. And so I just like to make everything connect. Like I like to see the world, perceive the world from the hidden realms and the esoteric, right? The stuff that's behind the scenes. And understanding the meaning of things is a really great way to give yourself another perspective. Okay, so today is Venus Day, and today is the day that I asked for donations. So this is our Nodal Masterclass, and I am here daily giving us information, guideposts, and insights around how to navigate the energy of the South Node in Virgo and the North Node in Pisces. When we follow the nodes of the heavens, we have nodes in our chart also because the nodes are a geographical marker for the moon, and the nodes are the North Star. So, like when in the Bible they said that the three wise men followed the North Star to find Christ. When you follow the nodes in your energy, in your field, you will access Christ, Haru, the enlightened one, the Buddha inside of you. That's what we're doing. And the reason I'm doing this is because it's fun. Like, I am so clear that we have been misinformed in everything we've been taught. Everything we've been taught has been a lie or an illusion of some point, which is so fascinating to me also. It's like, wow. And so I have been on a journey all my life to find the key, to find a key. I don't know if this is the key, because I don't believe that there is only one key um, to access the divine within you. I believe that there are as many keys as there are human beings. But I also know that the natal chart makes a big deal. So I have been on this journey to find the key, or to find a key, and I have found one, and I'm sharing it because it's just fun. It's fun to watch the hidden reality become more. Yes, there are many pathways. To watch the hidden reality become alive in people, like I love when I'm working with people and they start to get it and they're like, oh my God, that I'm like, yeah, and so I'm just getting off. Just so y'all know, like I am just having an experience of pure joy. But in that, there are laws here. And one of the laws here is the law of reciprocity. And that law says that what you give comes back. And so, in my giving of this, I am asking for reciprocity on Venus days because this universe is a law of reciprocity, a law of giving and receiving. And when you give in this direction, then I can give more in that direction because it's fun. It's fun, and I'll say this, and it's not really a humble thing to say, but I'm gonna say it anyway, and I mean it with lightheartedness. I have some information. I have some information. I have studied. I have learned, and I know some things for this time that are valuable. And that's fun too, But I don't want to keep it secret because it's fun to share. It's fun to share. It's fun to watch people wake up. It's fun to. I have so much fun watching people get it. It's literally like my own kind of pornography. It's like, oh, I get to watch. I'm like, oh my God, they're about to get it. They're about to get it. Like I have a friend, a woman that I'm friends with, and I've been, just sharing with her. She's not even in any of my classes or anything. I just share with her in our connections, and she's starting to get it, and I am just over the top because I'm watching her get it. So if you want to donate or share how this work is supporting you, you can send me a private message, or you can donate at Cash App, which is $Monique Ruffin, or at Venmo, which is @ Monique hyphen Ruffin, Ruffin, and PayPal, MoniqueCRuffin@gmail.com. Monique C stands for cat. It stands for Cassandra, actually, but it also stands for cat. Monique Cassandra Ruffin at MoniqueCRuffin@gmail.com. And if you like my Zelle, you can send me a private message and I'll send you the information for that. Okay, so today is a particularly powerful day. And the reason it's powerful is because the moon is just in its new moon phase. We had the new moon yesterday. The moon is conjuncting Saturn today, which means that we are beginning to ground our energy. Our subconscious patterns, belief systems are going to begin to ground into the earth realm. They're coming, right? So whatever you've been focusing on is coming. And this is a very interesting thing because it's important that we understand that we are creative at our core. First and foremost, we are creators. Before we're anything else, we are creators. Your thoughts are creative, your breath is creative, your feelings are everything is generating a feeling of an experience of creation. And we are in a time when our world, our realities are collapsing. So the old reality that many of us have spent a lifetime in, like I have, is actually burning right now. It's on fire. And the new reality is coming. And what I want to say is it is so important for us to keep our attention on where we're going and not where we've come from. If you remember that scripture in the Bible, it talks about Lot's wife and how, when they were set free by the angelic beings from the city of Sodom and Gomorrah as it was burning, and they were told one thing: to keep going, don't turn back, like don't look back. And when Lot's wife turned around and looked back, she turned into a pillar of salt. She preserved herself. Salt is the symbolism for preservation. So she turned into a pillar of salt, meaning she preserved herself. She preserved herself in the old consciousness when she looked back. And I cannot tell you how significant this is, because what we have come out of is right now, it's like a clown show. It's like a circus. So it's compelling. It's to me, like if you're somebody like me who likes gossip, like I do. I have a Gemini moon and I like salacious stuff. It feels good inside of me when I'm like learning something. Like I like information. And so I don't just like salacious information, but I do like salacious information. Like I was telling you guys that time that I was at a concert many years ago where Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown were singing. I wasn't at a concert. I was at Magic Johnson, Cookie Johnson's birthday party. And Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston were there, drunk, singing their asses off and fighting. It was the funniest thing ever. But I like salacious stuff like that. Like that was like, I was sitting in there and it was, maybe there were 100 people there. Maybe there were 200 people. It was a small space. And I was in there like, I can't believe I'm in here. This is amazing. Like I was in there like, oh my God, this is the best place in the world to be right now. Because I like that kind of stuff. So my point is, watching the world right now can be this, it can have that salacious, like it's hard to believe that what we're seeing is what we're really seeing. And what I'm telling you is that it's important not to be Lot's wife. Do not preserve yourself in the old ways of being. by looking at them, by perceiving it, by putting too much time, energy, and attention in it. It is dangerous. I mean it energetically. Like, we have never lived through what we're living through right now, so we don't get what's really happening. I get it in a minuscule way. Like, I get it only because I'm looking at the astrology, but I've not experienced it before. I'm just reading the symbols, okay? Like, I'm reading and interpreting the symbols. I don't have experience of this. And because I don't have experience of it, I am more thoughtful, more intentional about how I'm using my energy, because you never know when something can be so quick that it's just right. And so what's the loss? What's the danger of looking back? If your eyes are in one direction, you're going to miss what's happening and going forward. You don't have the capacity, the ability to have eyes behind your head, and wherever you're looking is where your energy is going. Your attention is driven by your perspective. And so if your perspective is on the old ways of being that are outdated, your attention will petrify there. Like, as I'm discovering as I do this work, and it's a consistent thing, is that it's so easy to get caught up in old things, and it's subtle. It's very subtle. And if you're not somebody who meditates or does things in solitude and does self-reflection, you will have a challenging time creating the momentum to get to another consciousness. It's an internal thing. We think it's external because that's the illusion here. It's internal. And if your energy is internally turned away from you, if it's turned on to something else or something external and away from you, you're like, the moon is conjunct Saturn right now, meaning it's beginning to solidify. It's beginning to become more concrete, more focused, more purified. So you don't want your energy to be purified, made concrete in an old way of being. You don't want that. You don't want that. And unless you're a fire sign, because fire signs can kind of get away with some of this stuff. Fire signs can linger a bit because they're fire, and fire will burn off what it doesn't need. But even fire is vulnerable because earth, the old experience can, that which is more solid can, will outlast fire. Fire needs something to eat up, right? And so if people with fire signs or a lot of fire in their chart are in the old perspective, that can fuel their energy. But at some point, when the old perspective is really beginning to diminish, the fire will begin to diminish also, because fire needs something to fuel itself. So as a fire sign, you don't want to be stuck in the old frequency, the old mindset. You want to get yourself into a new perspective where new energy is coming, so that you will have something to continually, because the new is just being born. So you will have a continual resource in the new perspective. Am I making sense? I know I'm speaking in a very esoteric way, but does this make sense? I want it to be clear for you all. Hearts, yes, no? Okay, fine. Okay, great. All right. So you want to spend more time, attention, and energy towards who you're becoming and not towards who you've been, right? So in intimate, subtle ways, this can look like not thinking about old things and old experiences and old people, not looking at the politics, that's an old, outdated timeline. It's still there, but it's just an illusion. It's a shadow of itself. So you don't want to spend too much time there. And most people a lot of people are going to get stuck there, just so you know. They're going to get stuck. It's like in The Wiz, when they were walking by the poppies, and they seduced them, and it was like, come on in here, come on and get it. And then they went in there and they got high, and before you know it, and Michael Jackson was like, oh no, oh no, oh my God, oh my God. But they got seduced into the old way of being. And it is not a joke, you all. Like this, I'm laughing, but what I know is that as I'm reading the astrology, this is not a joke, and we've not lived through this before. So it's like just be just be where you're meant to be, because we don't know. You know what I mean? We don't really know because we've not done this before. So just focus on what you're supposed to focus on. Now, I am somebody who can go between both realities a little bit for a season, not forever, not forever, because I give information. So I have the gift to volley between, just for a season, not for long, to give information, to be able to give the to be able to be an oracle, to be able to say this is what's happening. And that's what I'm doing today. Here's what's happening. The old reality, the portal out of the old reality is closing. The portal out of the old reality is closing. And when it closes, it is closed. And if you are there, you will be there. And if you want to be not there and in the new reality, do the work that you need to do to get yourself into a new state of mind and a new consciousness. It's an internal thing. It's not an external thing. It's where you're putting your attention. It's where you're putting your attention. Yeah, Donna, you can do it because you're fire. You're a fire person. I don't know that you have all the wisdom that around the cosmology that really will allow you to linger there long. Maybe you do. I don't know. We haven't talked that in depth. But if you don't have the wisdom of really understanding the timing, if you don't really get it, if you don't have a system that allows you to understand the cosmic time clock, if I was fire, I wouldn't play there too long. I wouldn't play there too long. Um, I am mercurial. I am mercurial. Yes, you cannot linger there. Exactly. I am mercurial, meaning Mercury follows, it's moving all the time. So I can go and see and come back and go and see because I'm Mercury. And Mercury is fat, like I can get in and get out. So you just got to know your energy so that you, and like I said, most of us, this stuff is very compelling. It's, okay, yes. Um, it's very compelling to watch what we're watching right now. This stuff is like, what is that happening? Yes, that's happening. Get out. You know what I mean? Because literally it's collapsing. It's like an earthquake. It's all dying. It's all burning. It's collapsing. I have been sober for 2 weeks and contemplating getting some Mary J. And here you go, referencing my favorite movie, especially that scene. Oh my goodness, that is so amazing. I love that. Yeah. So, okay. So today, so from the nodal perspective, the new moon is in Pisces, right? So I just talked about all the things I talked about, which is important. But what you want to do today is spend some time in your imagination, imagining who you are. Who are you in your most divine state? If the world was just the way if you were just the way you want it to be, if you were in the fulfillment of your 37 trillion cells, what would that look like? What would that feel like? What would you be doing? Who would you be with? What would you be wearing? How would you express yourself? You have to code yourself with the perspective of who you're becoming. It's already in you, but so the things that I do to help myself code myself are, God, I do so much. I do plant medicine. I do rapé ceremonies every day. I use herbs. You guys see me here doing my ritual. By the time I get to you guys doing my ritual, I have been up since 4:15 doing the rituals to get my mind in the right place, or in a place that is not stuck in an old story, in an old narrative. As much as I am Mercury, I am also water, and water holds memory. So I can go back into things so easily because I can just ruminate on stuff. So I have to do a lot of work to get me into another perspective, to get me into another lens so that I can begin to really see different. And what I understand now is that we live in a universe that is a blank page. It is a blank page. We got to this place when somebody had colored all the pages, right? That's what happened. We came into a reality that is a blank page, like a coloring book, and somebody colored everything. They colored it American. They colored it racism. They colored it Christianity. They colored it, and then they gave us all their book and said, here, learn this book. But this is all a blank page. You're supposed to have your own book, right? So now the work that I am doing is to create my own freedom, my own creations, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to create our own reality. But the current system that's dying hijacked our realities and gave us an illusion of what was real and what was true and what was not. And now what I'm seeing is that this is all a blank page. Your mind is creating it. But if you think you need Jesus, or if you think that this is a sin, or that right is good and money is, then you're plugged into the old reality. You're plugged into the old reality. You want to unplug from the old reality. And there is a hidden reality right at the tip of your nose. You just can't see it, but it's there. It's right here. It's right here on the tip of your nose. And the more you go in and pay attention to you and who you are and your individuality and your uniqueness, the hidden reality will begin to reveal itself. You get to start coloring it in, and it'll come alive around you. And I have been doing this for years. I have been cultivating the fact that I know that magic is absolutely real, that I know that it is coming through me, through my consciousness, and it is my responsibility to remove the blocks. It is my responsibility to remove what my parents gave me because they didn't believe in magic. They were enthralled in chaos. It is my responsibility to free myself from the religions and the systems and the structures that the government and the world gave to me. That coloring book that I said they colored and handed and said, this is the instructions for how to be. It is my responsibility to free myself from that. Now, how do you do it? How do you do it? And that's what we're here doing. We're here learning how to free ourselves. This is just one way. This is just the way that I know. And I'm doing it for the first time. And I'm sharing because that's my code. As a Virgo, I share what works for me. That is my code. So I'm doing it because this is how I'm made to do. This is how I'm made to function. I'm not doing it because I like it. I'm not doing it because, I'm friends with y'all. I'm doing this because this is what I'm made to do. And I love that. I love being in alignment. I love being aligned to my way of being. It feels good in my body. So with that, you all, thank you in advance for your donations. I really appreciate it. If you want to, like I said, today is Venus Day. If you want to donate, you can donate at my Cash App, $ Monique Ruffin, or at Monique-Ruffin, or Monique C. Ruffin at gmail.com. I love you all very much. Like, I am deeply in love with who we are on the planet right now, like what we're up to. It is remarkable. It is magical. The entire galaxy is watching us. I'm telling y'all, like, I don't like to get on here and sound so far out that you guys can't relate to me, but I want you to know the entire galaxy, the entire galaxy is watching us and here to support us if you are ready and willing. If you need support, you can reach out through my website at healwithmoonmama.com. Book your natal chart readings. Oh, girl, all you gotta do is say a word. I'm coming. I'm on my way. Book your natal chart readings. Book your coaching packages so that I can work with you. Get in there because what I'm seeing with my clients is that people are still very caught up in old narratives, old narratives around relationships, old narratives around friendships. Like everything we were taught in the old reality is dying. The way we do friendship, the way we do love relationships, the way we do money, the way. So if you're still in the old perspectives, you are Lot's wife. You are Lot's wife, and you will be preserved there. And it is okay because we are in a system of reincarnation. So if you are preserved there, that is fine. Your energy system will begin to run out. That might look like you getting a disease and dying. That might look like you just being depressed. That might look like all manner of things because there's no energy over there anymore. And you will expire and be born into a new body and come back to do it again, which is fine. That's actually okay. It's all good. But what we want to do is have the choice to not have to come back. We want to be able to leave this system, to be able to ascend out of this motherfucker. And if you're caught up in the old narratives, you cannot leave. You cannot leave this dimension. You will be here until you can lighten up to get free. I love y'all. Peace and blessings.